And good Saturday afternoon from lovely downtown Sanirajak, Nunavut. It is Sunday, October the 16th, I believe. And as you can tell, we've had a bit of snowfall. And I'm on the main street, just in front of what's called the Northern Store. This is actually one of the stores run by the old Northwest Company, and they run a chain of grocery stores here in Northern Canada. So we actually have two stores for the town. We have this one here, and right behind it, well, that's actually the little convenience store called the Quick Stop. And behind that is, well, some of the old co-op buildings, which are still in existence for storage, and we also have the co-op that's behind there too. So I'll probably do a shot from that point, maybe on my another weekly update. The life is still going pretty good up here, but as you can tell, the weather in Nunavut, just for Halloween, is we got snow. We had 2 snowstorms this week. The last snowball we had on Friday. And so now the rather interesting thing is what everyone was driving around town is no longer ATVs mostly. They actually had to pull out the snowmobiles and start using them. So if you can hear beeping going on in the background, that's actually the front loaders trying to clear some of the snow from the streets. Now, amazingly enough, everybody up here at this time of the year is actually quite happy that the snow actually came down, because of the simple fact that you now have traction again. The way that the weather was going, it had been rainy, and of course everything up here is gravel, so the rain freezes. So it was just a slick ice. We actually had to cancel last Monday because the weather was so bad and the wind was so high that it was too dangerous for the kids to be out walking, so we actually canceled school for the day. The next day we actually had a snowstorm, and that was a half day for us. So they realized that the snow was coming up too bad, so we had to cancel school. And so the teachers, we went in, which is great because we could do all of our planning and everything else and go from there. Now, the way that the Sanirajak, if no one else is taking a look, that's the Northwest Passage, the fabled place that Franklin and everybody else was trying to find. And the town basically is laid out. Its main street goes right along the coastline here, so there's a nice little beach. Unfortunately, it's all snow covered now, so there'll be no more going to the beach for me. Now, everybody may also still be wondering, well, Rod, how come you're still sort of wearing your fall clothes? Well, that's because my and I'm grinning and laughing because my shipment of stuff is still on the way. I was talking to the courier company, and they were told that it had actually arrived here in this town at this airport, which it didn't. So we believe it's actually still in a cargo hangar in Iqaluit at the main airport for the entire territory. So hopefully, not too much longer, I'll be able to get my parkas, because it's still relatively comfortable. Relatively comfortable for me, being anything that's still under -20, I can still hack with what I got. Now, in order to operate my phone camera, I just have my gloves off. I'm going to be putting them on pretty fast. The other interesting thing about here is I always heard about dry cold and wet cold. And up here it's kind of dry, even though we're right by that ocean. So it's very different from the cold from Nova Scotia. I'm going to see what that's going to feel like when we get to -50. Because I don't think it's going to still feel as nice. So it's a Sunday afternoon. I'm going to just take a look around. I couldn't really bother myself to crawl a little bit and go to church this morning, so I'm going to try to go to the evening service, because right behind me you can see our little Anglican church. Last week I was invited to go to the Catholic service by one of the teachers, Father Mike, and he actually then proceeded to announce that he's leaving. So I'm like, well, at least I had one service with him. But it's rather interesting, so I just thought I'd give a little shout out on a Sunday afternoon in downtown Sanirajak. right outside the northern store. So I'll post this up in for a couple hours and we'll go from there.